This is the Miami Herald Business Show. I'm Terence Shepherd. We're focusing the show today on the business of Haiti, not just the economy after the earthquake, but South Florida's economy as well. We all know the earthquake devastated Haiti's capital. 1/3 of Haiti's population was concentrated in Port-au-Prince. The government offices, the National Palace were located there. A majority of the trade started and ended at the capital city's ports. This means the country's most critical economic center was brought to a grinding halt. Government leaders called for citizens to leave the capital just days after the quake. And that's one of the issues business reporter Jim Wyss is here to talk about now. Thanks for joining us, Jim.
Thank you for having me.
They call this decentralization. We know that 400,000 citizens have been moved away from Port-au-Prince since the earthquake. How has this worked for the economy?
Well, decentralization was a critical issue for Haiti even before the earthquake. There was always the realization that too much government power and too much trade and the economic center of the country was all concentrated in Port-au-Prince. And so that's what made this earthquake particularly devastating. Since the earthquake, as you point out, many in the government have said this is an opportunity for people to move out of the city, to repopulate some of the countrysides. But that doesn't seem to be working just yet. Still, Port-au-Prince is seen as kind of the seat of economic and government power. And that's very attractive to people, even when Port-au-Prince is kind of in ruins.
Can you tell us about some of the companies that are doing good business, generating lots of revenue because of the earthquake?
Well, one thing about the earthquake is that it devastated all sorts of different sectors. The Inter-American Development Bank estimates that it caused between $7 billion and $14 billion worth of damage, which would make it one of the worst natural disasters on record. So all kinds of companies are seeing opportunities there. There are road builders, there are temporary housing companies, one based here in Miami that is sending 1,000 prefabricated homes to the country and building a factory there to produce more. And then there's an artificial limb company, also based here, that thinks that it has a role in the rebuilding of Haiti.
Let me ask you this, Jim. Who is in charge of managing these contracts? Who's shepherding the situation?
Well, that's an interesting issue. A lot of people in the private sector, one of their frustrations is that they're not exactly sure who's in charge and who's controlling the purse strings. You know, is it the Haitian government? Is it the UN? Is it USAID? Now, there are a couple of donor conferences coming up this month, one in New York and one in Miami, that should provide some clarity. But right now, that's really one of the big questions, is what is the right way to pursue these contracts, and what's the right way to find out information about what's needed?
Thanks for joining us, Jim.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Terence Shepherd for the Miami Herald Business Show.